got me killed.
So why these three? And honestly, I can craft a little bit here. I haven't read the new Event Horizon comic book prequel or the Sphere book, but ever since I've seen these films, including Pandorum, for the first time, I have connected them to one another, at least in my mind, for creative fun, if nothing more. And it's for several reasons. For one, these three films leave me wanting more from each of their respective universes. They touch on a ton of different things and minute details, and they aren't fully explained or explored. As an example, on a more basic level, the relationship between Sphere's Halperin and Norman Goodman, or let alone Norman's relationship to the rest of the characters. I think a deeper example would be the reason Sphere was obtained to the ship in the first place, or how it was even able to get in the ship, how whoever was operating the ship was able to get the Sphere in the ship. And just saying that out loud opens so many other questions in my head. Another thing is the concepts of these films terrify me. I think they're pretty much the same thing, but they literally make me shy away from thinking any deeper about certain situations that are like played out throughout the films. You know, I can't imagine waking up after several years in space in a tube only to be immediately eaten, or realizing you're floating off into like the infinity of space and you are all alone with nowhere to go and nothing or no one to hear any of your screams. I guess for many, being alone is a terrifying idea anyway. In some gigantic structure with dark corridors and weird sounds and your eyes playing tricks on you. On top of that, you're either in space or unaware of what your location is, but it isn't Earth. Absolutely terrifying. The idea of going down deep in the water and walking to a large structure with only a flashlight on your head. That's damn near impossible for me to even conceive. I am not a fan of looking off into the deep of an ocean while you're like underwater. I remember being a kid and having goggles and being about knee deep into the ocean and going underwater and seeing the sun and everything, but then turning around and looking into the blue abyss. And it has forever stuck with me. I'm not necessarily afraid of the ocean or visiting it, but going underwater like that, no thank you. The reveal in Pandorum had me in goosebumps, quite literally, at the end of the movie. Can you imagine going through what Ben Foster's character went through in that moment? For me, the insanity that was going on in Dennis Quaid's head. I'll avoid major spoilers in case you haven't seen it because I do care. Hard pass on any of that. Then there's the ships of the movies. All three are very much ships you don't want to be on, no matter your professional title or survival characteristics. You know? The atmospheres of the films come alive because of the ships, and they feel hopeless for humanity. They do like a thorough job of exposing our fragility, especially under stressful situations. Especially stressful situations that include the unknown. The unknown being as deep as like what existence is and what you're even dealing with as a threat. In these movies, the entire time, they are surrounded by nothing and everything at the same time. Something that apparently turns your normal line of thinking inside out and upside down. Maybe Pandorum symptoms can be caused in the sphere and on the event horizon, by the sphere and by the event horizon. The timelines are absolutely bananas too. Though Pandorum takes place something like the 2100s, like 2174, the late 2100s, the years that Sphere and Event Horizon take place fit into the idea of those events occurring prior to the events of Pandorum. And what consists of those events seemingly all go together. In Sphere, the timeline is slightly ambiguous, but I feel it's safe to say 2043 is the year in the log data. And you know what? That would put Sphere's unknown entry event taking place 4 years before the events of Event Horizon. The ship in Sphere could easily be another disaster we humans self-imposed in an attempt to conquer space. The ship that contained the Sphere could be of the same fleet as the Lewis and Clark. I mean, both were assumingly, recovery ships, and their events were only 4 years apart. Now, if you think about the gene bank on the Elysium, The Elysium in the film Pandorum just seems like it was a plan B for the overachieving goals of the Event Horizon. These films needed sequels, and for people like me, they still do. A lot of time has passed since they were released, so it would take a hardcore fan with elite creativity, free of pressure to take on any of these projects in a successful and meaningful way. They leave so much to the imagination that could inspire so many curious details, even a film that put 3 in the same timeline. If we're gonna make a movie about making a movie about the movie Anaconda, why not? Would it be possible? What am I missing? I know I'm not the first or only person that has at least put Sphere and Event Horizon together in their head. For all I know, there is a subreddit, and if you're out there, I'd love to hear more thoughts. Thank you
for listening to Lost Media Book.